You're such an asshole.
So in an effort to maintain intellectual honesty, because it's not necessarily to be honest, it's to be accurate, because if we keep deriving strategies and solutions to problems we have misdiagnosed because we have the wrong data, mostly because we're ideologues and we want to advance the narrative because that's core to our purpose of being, we will fail as an economy and a society, and we'll have what we have now. We just need more welfare. No, the first 30 trillion wasn't enough. Don't worry. The 30 trillion and first dollar, 30 trillion and $1 more, that would have made, we just stopped shy $1. And so I do welcome stories, because if you go back into the archives not that long ago, you'll see a bunch of case studies of marriages that went horribly awry, and guys telling me about their divorce. And I have no problem reading that, because the numbers prove that marriage is a horrifically bad idea. It's an incredible risk. These stories are like, oh, like, and then they had to remove my lung. Please don't smoke, kids. It's painting a picture with the numbers. But at the same time, I do want it. If something nice happened, if something good happened, I would like to hear it as well. And here's such a story. Hey, so what I want, sharing a tale of women being nice in responses to your previous request for this information. If you find this tale to be helpful to your clients, I will send required payment. Yeah, it will be helpful. I don't want my clients, my audience getting too jaded. There are good women out there. They're just exceptionally rare. I've had the occasion to find a woman being nice and pleasant. I met her somewhere in the vicinity of a small western town. We chatted a little bit, and I thought it would be worthwhile to spend a little more time with her. I set up a date to get ice cream and walk around along the river. Here's how it went. 1, she was on time. 2, she was dressed nicely with the minimum amount of makeup, looked good to me. 3, she was not angry that I did not take her to a classier dinner. 4, the conversation was very enjoyable. That's one where girls could hit it out of the park. I mean, right now, your girls could just be thin, pretty, feminine, no tattoos, show up on time. If you can actually carry on the conversation, have something intelligent to say, now you got a guy who's like going to look at you more than just something sexual. She's very intelligent, but not in a I'm smarter than you way. None of the strong, independent woman nonsense. Maybe that will come out the next time we meet. Later in the evening, she called to let me know she had a good time and she'd like to go out again. 6, when it took me a while to respond, she did not lose her mind or start the "why aren't you calling me? Why do you hate me? All men suck," and etc. itching you. Hang on, let me read it. When it took me a while to respond, she did not lose her mind or start the "why aren't you calling me? Why do you hate me? All men suck," it's and etc. itching you get from women when you don't give them attention when they want it. 7, she paid for her own ice cream. I don't know how I feel about that. She's just don't overthink it, man. That's just a nice girl. She's being intellectually honest. She's just showing you that instead of like half of her team, where it's like, we're independent, we're independent, we're independent, except when it comes to pay the bill and there's the responsibility side of the form, is like, no, I'm independent and I am going to pay my bill. That's an intellectually honest gal. Now, down the road, I've made it like, you save dinner for your wife or your steady girlfriend. You save dinner for the girl you love. I'm not saying don't buy a girl a drink or an ice cream cone or a dinner, but when it comes to like, like something that a gal you actually, that's where, okay, I'm going to invest in you. I'll take care of you in a traditional sense, at least on the dating. The rest of the girls, yeah, see if they're going to pay, see if they're going to volunteer. I know there's other people, if I'm a man, I'm just going to pay. I'm like, I get it. But the people I've heard that coming from got money. If you're a poor 20-something or teenager, yeah, you are paying for your own ice cream cone. I will take the bus and meet you there. Oh, so don't overthink it. Just be thankful and note that is a good thing. When I invite someone out, it seems like they are my guest and I should be paying. Yeah, that no longer holds today. That's an outdated axiom of dating. In the old days, the man paid an intern. She usually did something nice like cooking him dinner on a future date. Okay, that Now we're going way back in the olden times. Bringing a picnic lunch for a hike, baking cookies. Wait, who are you, Jimmy Stewart? How far back you going? Baking cookies to send along when he goes camping and fishing for the weekend with the guys. This sounds like an Andy Griffith episode. I don't know where it'll go, but at least the date was enjoyable. And I didn't catch the wrath of a bitter woman. Back to the real world. Oh, here we go. Even you, sir, couldn't let this one. Oh, that was a nice story. Oh, here's a counterpoint. I had a woman reach out to me on Instagram, attractive woman in the U.S. From a major metropolitan area overseas. I thought, what the hell? I'll see what she wants. After a few minutes messaging back and forth because she had seen some things I was doing in the pictures and had reasonable questions, I answered them and then went back to the action item list of the day. The next day I saw she had started the string of why don't you respond to me and etc. I only use Instagram to pacify my mom and my sister. Annoying, but it's better than the endless group texts about cute dogs and where they're drinking wine at any given moment. I love you, but I don't care about your picturesque wine drinking. Another woman. Oh, we got another counterpoint. Okay, one good girl. Now we got two not so good girls. Another woman I took on a date recently went insane when I didn't answer her call back immediately, or respond to her text me immediately. You must be pretty good looking. I'm going to assume you're pretty good looking, kind of got your act together. Because most girls, like if you're anywhere from 5 to even an 8, maybe a 7, depending on what she looks like, girls aren't that clingy. One of my 10 agents in the field, meaning he's a perfect 10, down in Australia, the girls are clingy. Those are the crazy bunnies. So I'm going to assume you're pretty well good looking, pretty well off dude. It was a first date. On the date, she asked me what I was doing for the rest of the weekend. I told her I was going camping up in the mountains and that I would be in touch when I got back. Needless to say, I was a terribly horrible person and a fine example for her on why men are evil, disgusting creatures. I did not give her the immediate attention she wanted, and by doing so, dodged a bullet that would have disrupted my otherwise enjoyable life. I'm cheering on for Ice Cream Girl. I kind of like her so far. Like, it's just the least of ladies. Did you notice this? It's not, she had big cans and tickle bitties, and then she said you were going to suck my dick, and she had a twin sister that was equally hot. It was none of that. It was like, she showed up, she was nice, and she paid for her ice cream. And there was no drama after. Ladies, you're not going to inspire me to respond at the snap of your finger. When I do respond to this nonsense, all I say is your behavior is needy and your impatient desire for attention is unacceptable. You sound like Spock. Goodbye and good luck. I maintain a separate phone number via Google Voice that I use until I find the person I'm dealing with to be a rational human. There you go. There you go. When I have a reasonable level of confidence that I'm not going to be inundated with psychotic calls and texts, and I've determined I'd like to maintain contact long term with them, I give them my real number. When do you even show them where you live? I have a friend who's about my age, somewhat recently single, and I was just kind of curious. I'm like, what's it like? Is there anything even out there? And then also, I'm kind of like, do you even tell people where you live? Because I'm thinking, like, if I were to ever have to go back to dating again, I don't think I'd tell these girls they don't need to know where I live. I don't want them interrupting my fortress of solitude. I had one gal stalker. That was enough. They don't need to know where I am. They don't need to know what I drive. I just park the car down away and walk to the coffee store. Like, oh yeah, I'll meet you here. Why are we always meeting places? This is the first year of our relationship. It's called we just meet. And I do my Batman disappearance act. I do South Dakota Batman. I just disappear like Halsey from the TFM show. I'm heading out to enjoy the day of doing things you do in a western state with nearby mountains. I expect you're doing the same in South Dakota. I did a hike today. And then we went to town and got Din. And then I watched Jack Reacher. And now I'm doing this. It was an enjoyable life. So I said, well, what happened to Ice Cream Girl? And you said, Ice Cream Girl is still pleasant and enjoyable. I'm still working through the vetting process. She says she likes hiking and camping. So at this point, she's been good to be around. So we'll take the time to hike up to an overlook that has a relatively easy trail. Oh, I know exactly the mountain range you're at. I know exactly where you are. That is a beautiful part of the country, especially this time of the year. Not sure about going camping with her yet. Well, camping is that's an overnight thing. I mean, you got to kind of wait for that. We shall see how the hikes go first. My vetting process for people to spend time in the woods is pretty rigorous. It's a long drive or walk out to some of the places I like to camp. And if you've got someone with you that can't handle extended discomfort, it becomes a pretty miserable existence. Yeah, I have rules on my hiking. There's no complaining. None. I tell particularly the GF, this is the length, this is the altitude gain. And she kind of she's been hiking with me forever, so she kind of knows. There was a time, like, we're not going if you're going to be asking me questions like this all the time. It just isn't going to happen. And, okay. Yeah, I don't think people really appreciate the idea of hiking. It's not that hiking is meditative for everyone, but I want it to be a pleasant hike. I don't want to hear people complain. Absolutely not. Obviously, she does have to do these things with me. She doesn't have to do these things with me, but hiking would be preferable. It would be good to see how she reacts. If she says she wants to go and does it without complaining, it will be a rare find. Yeah. Usually the girls say they want to go hiking and they'll tell stories about how I'm a weak bitch because I only did 15 miles and they could do 20 miles in a weekend. In a weekend, that's a lot of time to do 20 miles. Then you take them on a 3-mile hike and they fall apart after the fourth mile, or after the first quarter mile, and want to go back to the truck. Oh, yeah. Yeah, hiking would be a good way to vet them. We're going for a hike. 3 miles. Just see if they could do 3 miles. Are they any complaining? "Where are we going? What is the thing? Is it these are bears? I'm telling when we getting back? And just turn that car around. Get the fuck out of my truck. Go and hike. Put on the headphones. Listen to a little Better Bachelor. All right. Any super chats? We got no super chats. All right. Link below is the book of numbers analyzing the ROI in the pursuit of women, so you can find out just how rare it is to find a girl who likes to hike. And also the menu, Life Without the Opposite Sex, because you're gonna have this nagging lady. And some of you guys do that till death do you part. I'm just, it boggles the mind. And then you say, I don't want to do that. There may not be women in my life. And you ladies may say, I don't want no man takes me up hiking and go camping. I want to sit and eat chocolate and drink and watch television. And then both of you can say, I don't want to have anything to do with the opposite sex. And that's great because then I got a book for you called Life Without the Menu, Life Without the Opposite Sex. And it's all the things you can do in life that give you point, purpose, and reason in living in life without falling in love or having children. All right, what's this? I saw silver. Who wants to send me their 1 ounce silver coins dues for being in the Cappy clan? There's no Cappy clan. All right, I'll see you guys later. Toodles.